Hey everyone, and welcome to the first Pokemon Productions movie review of 2024. And today, I'm going to be reviewing something that I actually recently rewatched some time ago, only a few days ago. I'm going to be reviewing the 2016 Illumination Entertainment movie known simply as Sing. Now, this movie is honestly incredible. It was released in 2016, as I mentioned, and it's about a koala known as Buster Moon, who is actually a theatre owner, and he's basically trying to save his theatre from the brink of collapse by holding a singing competition with a prize money with what was supposed to be $1,000. But thanks to a bit of a mishap with his assistant, Mrs. Crawley, he accidentally makes the prize money $100,000, and so what does he try to do with that? He basically tries to weasel his way out of a bad situation. He basically just lies to the contestants' faces and tries to weasel his way out of a bad situation. But who are the contestants? Well, I'll tell you. We meet them in a bit of a sequence at the start of the film. The first one we meet is a gorilla called Johnny, who is voiced by Taron Egerton, who, if you guys don't know, played Elton John in the biopic Rocket Man. And he is a talented singer. He's actually a pretty good singer. He enjoys it. But he also tends to get involved in his father's business dealings. And what I mean by that, his father is actually a criminal gang leader, and he wants Johnny to be a part of this gang and help him commit crimes. But Johnny is kind of conflicted on whether he wants to do that. Then we meet Rosita, a pig voiced by Reese Witherspoon. And she's essentially a mother to, I don't know how many kids. Like, if you saw how many, she has too many kids to count. Like, maybe about 15-ish? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm guessing. And she's married to another pig called Norman. And it's honestly... And she's also a pretty good singer herself. Then we also get introduced to a porcupine called Ash, voiced by MCU veteran Scarlett Johansson. And she is basically part of a rock duo. She comprises one half, and the other half is her boyfriend, Lance, who basically just tells her to run with him. Just basically do whatever he says and leave the songwriting to him. And, And then we've got Mike, who's a mouse, voiced by Seth MacFarlane, and he's essentially a jazz musician and a darn good singer, I'm not going to lie. The only problem with him is that he's an egotist. He's just an egotist. He's just so egotistical. He views himself as better than everybody else, and that is probably the main thing I don't like about him, about Mike. Mike, for me, was the worst part of Sing. No, hands down, the worst part. And then finally, we get introduced to a shy elephant called Mina, voiced by Tori Kelly, who, even compared to Mike, has possibly the best singing voice out of all the cast. Like, if you heard Mina's voice, you would not believe it. She is just incredible. The only problem was she was too shy to show it. And the audition scenes are pretty cool as well. We see Buster hold auditions, and we see all sorts of animals, and they sing all sorts of popular songs as well. Like, just all sorts of them. Just classic songs, anything you can think of. And I think it's just a bit of I like to think of Sing as kind of an homage to musical pop culture, because there are so many famous faces in music, famous songs, and they were just pretty good. It's nice to see them reimagined in a movie. I just find it pretty cool. And so we basically have a few stories for each of the characters. Like, Buster is trying to weasel his way out of a bad situation, and he's trying to save his theatre. Johnny is trying to prove Johnny is trying to find who he really is, whether he wants to be a member of his dad's criminal gang or if he wants to be a singer. Rosita wants to show that she's more than just a mother, and she just wants to do what's best for her family. Ash wants to... We also see Ash, who wants to prove herself as a singer-songwriter while she's also going through a bit of a breakup. And Mike is basically being a jerk, acting like he already won. And so he basically finds himself on the receiving end of 3 gangster bears who end up chasing him down wherever he goes because they think they cheated him. And Mina, of course, has the story of not wanting to be shy and just wanting to actually be a star, wanting to be a singer, but she's just too shy. And of course, the lie does end up getting found out, and the $100,000 is virtually non-existent. And there's also some sort of tank thing that Buster had put in, and unfortunately, it was unstable, and it ended up shattering, releasing the water all the way through the theatre, and basically, in no time at all, the theatre that Buster was trying to restore and keep alive was actually destroyed. But they managed to raise the money to rebuild it after they host the singing competition with songs like Taylor Swift's Shake It Off, Elton John's I'm Still Standing, and a song called Set It All Free, which Ash sung. I don't know if this was an original song created for the movie or if it was an actual song that was made somewhere else, but it was implied that Ash had written it. So it's pretty cool. And to have to admit, the performances were pretty cool. Like Rosita's performance of Shake It Off with quite an extravagant dancing pig called Gunter, who honestly cracks me up. He honestly cracks me up. It was just a good performance. The outfit's pretty cool. And not to mention the Norman and the Piglets. They saw what she was capable of. Johnny was able to bring an amazing performance, and he was even able to make his dad proud of him, even when he was locked up. And they basically mend their relationship at this point. Mike does a pretty good performance of My Way by Frank Sinatra, and it's honestly pretty good. Although the bears do end up chasing after him, of course. And Mina finally gets the chance to shine with her voice. And in the end, it's just pretty good. And the future looks bright for the stars. So all in all, I think out of Illumination's movies that I've seen, Sing is one of the best ever. And that's also taken into account movies like the Despicable Me franchise and also the Super Mario Brothers movie, which they did last year. It's just incredible. It's just an incredible movie. And I was so glad to watch it for the first time because I had no idea that it was so good. Probably one of my favourite animated movies, like, period. But yeah, I highly recommend you go and watch it. If you like a good musical, if you like celebrity karaoke, that's what this movie essentially is. But it managed to be so much more. So yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that you should go and check out Sing. That's what I think. And I think you will enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys are having a good weekend. And I will see you next time. See you guys and take care.